Last best of 3 of the day. I do believe, by the way, guys, that there is way more StarCraft for you guys to watch. I'm going to take a quick look at Liquipedia, but I think that Wardy will continue his Wardy 2023 championship. At least I assume he will, because there's plenty of time for it. It is supposed to end on the 21st, so are we doing matches today, Wardy? Taking a little look. Actually, nothing is scheduled, or... Yeah, I know Wardy's online now, but is there Wardy TV today, guys? Will the championship continue? Maybe not. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, game is live. Let's go ahead and enjoy our final best of 3. No, Wardy? He said it was hard to combine it with Master. Alright, well then, I don't know what you guys should watch. We'll find a nice StarCraft streamer to rate. That doesn't hurt. Final round, guys. Final best of 3 of the opening day of the Masters Coliseum 7. A short one, but still pretty fun. We saw a couple of good games. We saw Protoss win. We saw Serral look great. I am not unhappy with our opening day. Top right side of Hecate, we are looking at the main base of Liquid Cure. Bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of Basilisk Trigger. By the way, I have noticed that there is no picture-in-picture for this tournament. So maybe that is... I obviously don't know everything about WTL operations or the way that SC Boy plans out his tournaments, but what I assume happened is that maybe they had budget for 2 observers in WTL Code S, and that's why there was picture-in-picture there. But for a Masters Coliseum, they don't have a budget for 2 observers, so I guess I could put my camera in the bottom right. Then it would only overlap with some ads, but not with picture-in-picture. But we can do that tomorrow. Take the V is celebrating 10 years of Naruto der Belvo. What time does that start? That seems fun. I like Naruto a lot. And that man has also been on the grind for a very long time. I think he's done a lot for the German StarCraft community. I miss them as well, Nazari, but we'll get something else going on over here. I know my stream looks a little bit empty right now. I'll try to make it cute and fun again. I just need to find something that looks perfect and is not totally in the way of everyday life. I have a lot of things that I like to show off, like my beautiful StarCraft 2 statues, my Battlecruiser, my Carrier, my Broodlord, my F1 cars. I just don't really know how to do it. We'll do some shopping and I'll see if I can find something that is perfect. Thank you, Party. Can we get a Gape impersonation? Well, Gape... well, Gape is not playing, right, in Masters Coliseum. We'll save it for when Gape is playing, maybe. Alright, sounds fun, yo. Then I think I'll host my German friends after this best of 3. But hopefully it's a long best of 3. Hopefully Trigger is able to show us what he's made of. Unfortunately, Trigger also only played 2 games in the WTL Code S playoffs. Had a good second game against Clem. The first one was a nightmare on Side Delta, but the second game was actually pretty damn good. Unfortunately, it's so hard to get Clem out of games, especially in PvT. F1 table. I looked at it a couple times, mate, but I don't know if Roddy can quite justify spending 1,800 euros on an F1 table. We don't quite live that life. I have nothing to complain about. You guys are very good to me. And I wouldn't say that life is hard at the moment as a StarCraft 2 streamer. But it's also not that great that we're dropping 1,800 bucks on the F1 table. That's pushing it a little. Cure is opening up with a quad Widowmine drop, guys. A quad Widowmine drop. You don't see that super often anymore. The main reason why you guys don't see this build very often sorry, is because 4-gate Blink Stalker can be very devastating. And if a Terran opens up with 2 Hellions and then 4 Widowmines, obviously tank production is severely delayed. And also the 4 Widowmine drop can hit a little bit later. This is still early. We're only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Trigger very quick, splitting off 2 workers. That's pretty good, but there are 2 more mines left, Trigger. Do not get too focused on chasing those mines, because we're going to have another mine drop in the natural or the main base. Where's that medevac? Here it is. 2 more mines get dropped. Yeah, this is pretty good by Trigger, man. Yes! Oh my goodness! That's amazing. So he ended up losing 5 probes, maybe 1 or 2 against the Hellions, 3 against the Widow Mines, but for a medevac and 4 Widow Mines, we'll take that, man. I think it's very good defense on Trigger's side, and I'm happy about it. Gotta start a Roddy fans for the F1 table. We're fine, mate. Now the 2 Hellions still have potential, and it would be he's supply blocked. Oh no, he's heavily supply blocked. Trigger hits a big supply block as 2 Hellions drive into his natural. The 2 Hellions that were already annoying and delaying a Nexus will now deal way more damage. Oh my goodness. What an unfortunate moment to be supply blocked. What an unfortunate moment to be out of position. An amazing start as now the auto turret gets dropped as well in the main by the Raven. And just like that, a potential promising game, an exciting start, turns into a Protoss nightmare. Yeah. It's really unfortunate, guys. That is what most of the time we would describe as game-ending damage. Losing 5 probes, no biggie at all against 4 mines in a medevac. Losing 12 extra probes against an auto turret and 2 Hellions, that is a big deal. 62 out of 62, that's gonna haunt us. Lino's asking why did he bring the Adepts there. I think the main reason he brought the Adept is maybe to shade in and see where the Terran army is, right? Because if Stalkers run in range of a tank, they'll take damage immediately, but the Adept can give vision. And maybe if Cure wouldn't lower the depot, or raise the depot, and the depot was lowered, then the Adept Shade can go into the main, Stalkers could blink into the main, so... The Adepts can definitely offer a thing or two to your Stalker move out. But yeah, forgetting about the Hellions, losing track of them. Cure is world class, and you give Cure a little opening. He's gonna take full advantage of it. Trigger is doing whatever he can, guys, to get back into it, but we hit another gnarly supply block. I mean, it's very early, guys, for an American player. But 93 out of 93 is not gonna help us. Not a pylon on the way, not a Nexus on the way, nothing. This is the supply block of all supply blocks. What am I looking at? This is Wing End. I'm kidding, Wing End. The 62 out of 62 was painful, but this one is a whole lot more painful. Shield battery goes down very quickly. The Colossus is obviously very good against the Marines, but I'm afraid that Trigger does not really stand a chance here. Maybe we can have battery overcharge. Is that a thing, or did he already use that? A nice micro at least on the Colossus. He actually does surprisingly good here. It's obviously not going to make a difference. We will still end up losing all the Stalkers. Game over, guys. Trigger has hit a few supply blocks that were simply way too large. Could have a lot to do with the time. These games are live. They are not played earlier. And it is 2 PM for me, which means that it is 8 AM for Trigger. Perhaps playing your best game at 8 AM is tough. Would I expect those Hellions after they left? I mean, it all comes down to how focused you are, right? How dialed in you are. Maybe this was a bit of that like early excitement, early happiness, where Trigger is like, hey, I dealt with the first 2 mines well, I deal with the second 2 mines well, I killed the medevac, we're flying, baby. Now it's my time, I can go to the other side of the map. And I can dominate. And he just completely lost track of those 2 Hellions. It's very unfortunate. We don't often talk about 2 Hellions dealing a lot of damage against Protoss. Most of the time it's 3 or 4, but... that was gnarly. Let's hope that Trigger can recollect himself for game 2. I know that a lot of people look at Trigger as one of the underdogs of this entire tournament. Only 16 players made it into the Masters Coliseum. Trigger did not make it through WTL points or Kung Fu Cup points. Trigger made it through the American qualifier. He defeated Australia in that, and that's obviously a big win for him, as Australia has often stopped him in the past in some of those regional qualifiers. Where Cura's first opponent is obviously not easy, but it's never going to be easy in this tournament. The entire lineup is devastating. Maybe like some of the PvPs, right, would have been a bit better for Trigger, because I think he's a very good PvP player. So if you get like Firefly or... But yeah, nobody is a guaranteed win. And Cura is very good, but it could have been even worse, right? You could get Clem. You could get Reynor or Serral. I'd say that's worse. Top left side of Golden Aura. The man who was not able to bring home the ace match for his team, but is obviously in pretty good shape. Liquid Cure. Bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of our Canadian Protoss. It's very early for him. Down 0-1. It is Basilisk Trigger. I've never seen that emote, Justin. Is that a streamer that you sub to? Cal of Trav 13? I have no idea who that may be. I also don't understand why you're posting it. But not bothered by it. I am fascinated though. Dark Miso with the 81 months. GG's Roddy. Have a great weekend and Happy New Year. I think we're off to a good start, mate. I am ready for a great weekend. It is 8 AM in Canada, yes. At least on the East Coast. It's probably way earlier on the West Coast. Is Canada the same as America, where Vancouver is 3 hours behind? Is it 5 AM in Vancouver? I know it's 5 AM in Cali, but I don't know if they use the same time zone. I know it's obviously kind of on the same side. Okay. It is the same. I feel like we've never truly had a great StarCraft 2 player from Vancouver, no? Now that I think about it. Almost feels that all the great Canadians were almost always from like the Toronto, Montreal area. Somebody's at my front door. Who's at my front door? My brother. It is my brother. I don't think he's gonna open. Let's hope that he's not going to disturb me too much. Proxy barracks into a Reaper. Reaper hops into the main base, gets first blood very quickly, is gonna get the second probe as well. I also think like losing 2 probes is acceptable. We don't want to lose a whole lot more than 2. That bunker finishing up in the natural is annoying. The good news, however, guys, is that Trigger has a Stalker this time around. When he played against Clem on side Delta, he opened up Adept. Problem is that Adept is not very good in dealing with a bunker. Oh, that shield battery is in the range of the bunker, by the way. That's very unfortunate. Because obviously Cure is not born last night, and he's just going to go ahead and gun down that battery, and that means we need a new battery. Somebody's asking what happened to Serral. Serral won, mate. And that means you guys will see more Serral in probably 2 or 3 days from now. Tomorrow it's time for the other 8 players that haven't played yet. Trigger is a bit indecisive about how he wants to deal with all of this. At least he killed that SCV, and if you kill the SCV, the bunker can no longer be repaired, and since it was burning down. It's not a great start, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen either. So I think we can live with it. Cyclone is going to show up. We do at least get a bunch of Stalker shots on the Cyclone. Maybe shade the Adept. Shade the Adept on top of the Cyclone, mate. Ah, why wouldn't you? It's so low on HP. I would gladly sacrifice 1 Adept there. The Shade would finish up, and then, yeah, sure, your Adept will die against the Reapers, but you kill a Cyclone. Euthermo was playing last night in the Basilisk Big Brain Battles. And if you haven't seen it yet, just go ahead and visit the Basilisk YouTube channel. It should be uploaded there real soon. Or take a look at my VODs. It was a fun series between Euthermo and Forajumi. I think you guys will not be disappointed by it. Trigger is hanging in there. A 9 worker lead is good. I'm a tiny bit concerned that we don't have a shield battery here. I'm gonna ignore you, Ian Blue. I know you're trolling. Medevac with 2 Cyclones. It's gonna activate boost. Will show up in the main base. Whose hand is it in your cam? It's either mine or it's my brother trolling me, because I know that he's here. But I believe he's in the hallway. Double Cyclone, and Medevac is gonna be good enough to kill 2 probes and get out of there immediately. Victoria and my bro are in the hallway. I don't know what they're discussing. They're discussing something. This is where you really wish that you had a battery or two, guys. I feel like life would be so much easier as Trigger had a misclick as he shot on the unbuildable plates there. But it's okay. He keeps the units alive, kills the Reaper. Cyclone drop shows up one more time. Blink is close to finishing up. It's not quite done yet. It's a lot of damage, but not enough to kill it. It's not too bad though, right? I think we can live with it so far. I mean, Blink is gonna finish up. It's been a hectic game. It's been chaotic, but it's, I would say, good enough for Trigger. We're a 3-base Protoss against a 2-base Terran. What matters now is, what do we do from here on out? Do we go for explode your gateway? Also, let's stop losing probes. Alright, nice Blink there. Now we do need to deal with the auto turrets in the main. Let's hope that those don't kill too much. Where is that Raven? And he queued us up so far in advance. But hey, finally we got rid of that medevac. We get the Cyclones as well. If Trigger wants to play Mass Gate, I don't hate it. But what I would love to see is a quick Forge. Maybe even double Forge. Like, I think playing double Forge here with Mass Gate is a pretty good idea. I don't know if I like single Forge. I think single Forge is great if you want to play Colossus. If you want to play Mass Stalk and Mass Zealot, I think I prefer double Forge. Obviously, these Korean Terrans are so annoying. They'll always be in your mineral lines when you don't want them to be. There is another thing that's going to head towards the 3rd base. I would love it if the WTL Observer could show us what is happening in the 3rd base of Trigger. Please, show us what's happening in the 3rd base of Trigger. Is it a Widowmine drop? What is it, guys? I have no idea what it is. Is it nothing? Maybe it was just a scouting Marine? Whatever it is, it's that, and it didn't deal any damage. So we know that much. You like the surprise factor? All the turrets have been dropped again, I think, in the main, so 2 more probes go down. Obviously, it's a lot of lost mining time. But hey, Zealots are not the most expensive thing. I said if you want to play Mass Gate, you go double Forge. If you want to go Colossus, you go single Forge. Trigger is going to drop that Robo base, close to finishing up even. You know, I have a Widowmine drop. It is definitely more than playable. But I'm also still concerned. Because things can change so quickly in the PvT. But I think 8 minutes in doesn't look too shabby. It's a proper shame about those Hellions in game 1, eh? Because it does feel so far, guys, that Trigger is playing pretty damn well. Of course, the supply blocks were gnarly too, but I'm gonna give him a pass. Hey, gets the Widowmine kill as well. There's one more permanently cloaked Widowmine that's gonna reveal itself in the main, but we already have a cannon there. Cure's army, though, is moving out, guys. Cure's army has moved out, and I think Trigger has completely missed it. Trigger is so busy dealing with this that he hasn't seen his army move out. This is where we need some Zealots, mate, and we need that Colossus to be in a good spot. Gets the 2nd Widowmine as well. Colossus, please don't lose it, please don't lose it, please don't lose it. Oh my goodness, we do lose it immediately. You know, we need to battle with just Zealots and Stalkers. Now, plenty of Stalkers are left. Guns down the 1st medevac, guns down the 2nd medevac, and that actually does mean that I think we can push this back successfully. No more healing in this army. The next Tim will deal a devastating amount of damage. Bloody shame about the Colossus, how quickly it died, but overall, not bad. We do need to clean this up, by the way. We don't want to run through those mines. Observer is... I mean, we have ops, right? We do have ops, don't we? I think we recalled one. Trigger knows that those Widowmines are still there. Another Colossus is about to come out, and it will come out. Tiny Zealot run by in the 3rd, but doesn't want to commit. Well, pretty strong game too by Trigger. Cure is throwing a lot of different things at him. And I feel that Trigger so far kind of has an answer for almost everything. Nice blink there. Guns down the medevac immediately. Quick probe pool. Only loses 2 probes. Make it 3, but... I'm impressed, guys. Is it good enough to win game 2 here for Trigger? That I don't know, but I do think he's playing a very good game. The kind of game that you can be proud of. Cure is really opening up the Terran How to Be Annoying book. And he's following page number 7. It's written by Professor Clément. He has wrote an entire essay on how to be very annoying in this matchup. Trigger is kind of bad at the storm. On twitch.tv/liquidclam. It's an audiobook. You just ask questions and we'll have all the correct answers, mate. It's suddenly so cold. My brother and Victoria were talking in the hallway and I think the door was open for a while. And now I feel all this cold air hitting my my legs. Freezing over here. What about people just enter the hallway and close the door when it's 2 degrees outside? That would be awesome. Kira has taken a 30 supply lead, but obviously Trigger has cannons and batteries everywhere. So defensively, I want to say he should be safe and sound. We have, I think, triple Robo now, right? I saw 2 Immortals in production, 1 Robo finishing up. Thank you, Crazy John. I appreciate it, mate. Very sweet of you, as that Raven is going to come back for another round of auto turrets. But hey, we at least have that cannon. The cannon is gunning down. The Raven gets the kill. Okay, the auto turrets will get the cannon. You know, it would be very annoying now, a new cloaked mine showing up. That would be super annoying. Good news is that is not happening. I don't think I've ever seen that interaction, guys, of a cannon killing the Raven, but then the 3 auto turrets killing the cannon, and then 6 probes to come along with it. And I've seen a lot of Raven harassment in my days, guys. When I lay in bed, I think of auto turrets going down. I hear anti-armor missiles going off. My entire room turns orange. I've been there, done that. PTSD is real. I am a little bit sad that we don't have a single disruptor. I kind of would love a disruptor or two. Because this is that phase in the game where Terran can't really have an answer for everything that we can throw at them as a Protoss. Going very heavy on the Immortals is obviously not a bad play when you have decent upgrades, but like once the Colossus die, I look at the rest of this Protoss army and I'm like, it's not bad, but is it great? And these Colossus will fall very quick. I think it's kind of inevitable. The Viking count is high. There will be EMPs that are going to land. Trigger did a good job in going up to 4 bases quickly, stabilizing on 4 bases. But now I also feel like we've been stuck a little bit on this setup that we have. Cure is also going up to 4 bases, and he's just going to get a better army. Protoss can't rely on Disruptor, Roddy. You may not be able to always rely on it, but like even if your shots miss, if you force the Terran to split, if you force the Terran to run away, that is great for the rest of your ranged army. The Stalkers, the Immortals, they will keep on firing. We don't want to wait until Cure adds like 6 Liberators to his army and get advanced ballistics. His +3 attack is about to finish up as well for the bio units. Trigger is maxed out, but I'm kind of concerned. The EMPs obviously cover pretty much the entire Protoss army. Nice target fire on the Stalker, so one Colossus is actually able to put in a lot of work. It will die in the end. We have a couple of extra Zealots showing up from the top right side. Is that then good enough? As one Archon was still in the mix as well. It's a fight, it's a trade. The only problem is that I still think that Cure is rebuilding a more powerful army now than Trigger. And don't ask me what I think Trigger should be building, because this is that phase of PvT where it's very hard. He's gonna go for round 2 of a lot of Archons, maybe thinking that I've killed a bunch of Ghosts, and now the next time I attack he doesn't have that much energy, so the Ghost cannot EMP every single Archon. Gonna go for it immediately, blinks forward, guns down 1 lip, guns down a 2nd lip. Archons are surviving for a little while, but we are battling near a planetary, near 2 planetaries. And we are not winning a fight with gateway units against double planetary fortress, guys. This is simply not an attack that will keep on working. The micro is good on Trigger's side. It keeps a couple of the Immortals alive, but you're not going to break Cure here. That's just impossible. Stalker count is so low as well that the Liberators will see. Job will spread justice. Circles on the ground. And Trigger ends up losing every single valuable unit that he had. Played a good game. Was competitive for a while, but the moment we were on 4 bases, it kind of felt that we were stuck. Not sure if we wanted to attack, not sure if we wanted to keep on expanding. In the end, decided to attack with 2 Colossus and a whole bunch of Immortals and a couple of Archons. Was not a bad army, but not the kind of army that's gonna end the game. Don't forget that these games are obviously also played online cross-server, and that's where I think Disruptors have more potential than they would have in the LAN tournament. I don't know. I just always like at least a few. Trigger's been stuck on the 70 workers for a little while. Cure has been booming on 86 SCVs and is now a 6 base Terran. A very strong game by Cure as he finds another Colossus all by itself. Battery overcharge not good enough to save it. One more Colossus shows up. A better fight here, I think, for Trigger. As the Stalkers are doing their thing against the Liberators in the top side of the map. Unfortunately though, guys, I think it's a little bit too late. The fights that we took on the left side of the map, especially the second part of that fight, it just was not good enough. We are closing in on the end of game 2 here between Cure and Trigger, and that also means the end of the opening day of the Masters Coliseum 7. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow, noon for Europe, 6 AM on the East Coast, 3 AM on the West Coast, and 1 AM, so you can just stay awake. For my diehards in Honolulu. You guys don't know this, but Roddy has a big following in Honolulu. One day I'll make it to Hawaii, and I'll surf and swim with the sharks and the dolphins. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for our second day. We have a couple of great matches to look forward to. Clement Maru will be playing. Max Pax is playing tomorrow as well. Trigger, his opening series does not go his way. GG gets called. Cure will advance to a 1-0 record. That means that Cure could potentially play against Serral. Cure could potentially play Dark. Can also play against Classic. And Trigger in this first round of the lower bracket of this, well, not the really lower bracket, but of the loser stage of the Swiss format, can we call it like that? Will play against either Reynor, Solar, or Oliveira. Jeez Louise, what the hell am I looking at here? Alright. So this will explain everything that you need to know. There are 8 starting matches. Okay, that was way too short. That was way too short for a graphic like that, but it's okay. It's alright, guys. Winners play against each other and losers play against each other. That's all you need to know. We have 4 more matches coming up tomorrow. Beyond versus Shin, aka Ragnarok. Hero versus Bunny. A rematch of Atlanta 2022 Grand Finals. Max Pax is gonna start his journey against Firefly, and Claymont will have another date with the Terran that he defeated in Gamers 8 and the Terran he defeated in the WTL Code S playoffs, Maru. Fun day, guys. Noon tomorrow, 6 AM East Coast, 3 AM West Coast, 1 AM Hawaii. That's all you need to know. And that will do it for the opening day of the Masters Coliseum. So Executor told me that earlier. Apparently the Germans are celebrating Naruto working for Take TV for 10 years. Doing anything for 10 years is very impressive. Working for Take TV and covering StarCraft for them for 10 years, I think is very impressive. So I will send you guys over to our German friends and colleagues from Take TV. Cure wins, and that is it. Small chance I'll do a tiny late night stream, a chill stream, maybe on my second channel, which is the RotterdaM. I played a little bit of StarCraft on that earlier this week as well. !2 will give you a link to it. There's also a chance that I'm just going to relax today and that tomorrow I will wake up very early and play more ladder games. This morning I played for like 1 hour and 20 minutes, but we can do better than that. Like 3 hours and 31 minutes. These are rookie numbers. Roddy doesn't work for 3 hours and 31 minutes. He works way longer than that. So I will make that up. Hey, my dad is here, by the way. You guys want to say hello to my dad? Hello, Pa.
Hallo.
I don't think you guys have ever seen my dad. You can say hello, hello.
Hallo, hallo, everybody. I see not.
Oké, hier gaan mensen zo meteen hallo zeggen. Het duurt 1 of 2 seconden. Say hi, Roddy Dad. Hi, Dad. Hi, Roddy Dad. Hello, Dad.
Hallo. Hallo.
Ben je wel eens op stream geweest? 1 keer, geloof ik, hè?
I've never been.
My dad has been kind of undercover. My mom has been on the stream many times, but my dad has never been here. Nu zegt iedereen hallo tegen. Maar ik ben klaar, dus ik ga ermee.
Okay.
Kom je doen.
Nice day, everybody.
My dad wishes all of you a nice day. All right, I'll go spend some time with my dad, guys. Surprise visit, but I'll take it.
Nog gezellig hier hoor. Hè?
And my dad says that the house is still nice because of all the lights. Is my dad's name Zuid Holland? No, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll take that as a compliment, mate. My dad's pretty awesome. He's funny. All right, I'll send you guys over to Take TV, and that will be it. Yeah, my dad still has hair. Will I still have hair when I'm his age? I don't know. If you guys are curious, my dad is born in 1952. How old does that make my dad, guys? 48 plus 24. No way my dad is 72, right? That's impossible. Is he really that old? Oh, he hasn't had his birthday yet, so he's 70. Is my dad 71? What the fuck? It's crazy. Yeah, my dad is 71. When? Yeah, that's a shock to me, actually. It's so old. I don't think about that very often. Well, yeah. I guess when I'm 36, my dad's going to be old too. He is 71.